lead together, embrace change, enhance everyone's journey. The 3 core principles of SmartStop, a leader in self-storage real estate across North America, reinforce why we're proud to bring you SheEO Lead-In, the podcast featuring curated conversations with powerful women sharing their impactful wisdom. It's a self-knowledge, self-discovery, and self-preneurship audio storage vault created by and for women. SmartStop's presentation of SheEO Lead-In begins right now.
Have you ever felt that you as a woman may not appear to measure up when you see incredible women in strong roles? You may be surprised when hearing from women in these positions and how we all share many of the same challenges. Thank you for joining us for the SheEO Leading-In podcast with Rebecca Jones as we share the journeys of women.
Hello, I'm Rebecca Jones, your host of SheEO Lead-In. We are on an exploration together to discover more about the personal journeys of incredible women in both career and life. We all have paths to share that sometimes take incredible turns, deep resilience, and courage to navigate. My hopes are that the challenges shared here encourage women to take leaps of faith and growth when a journey feels too difficult or unachievable. There is great strength deep within each one of us. These stories are meant to share the ways strong women have taken their dreams to strive and thrive to new heights, despite their sometimes rocky paths, and found a way to lead in. Today we're here with Donna Brown, the owner of Jazzercise in San Marcos. How are you today, Donna?
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Great. I'm really excited to hear your story and how you ended up buying a Jazzercise franchise. But before that, I want to talk a little bit about you as a little girl.
Oh, yes.
And a fun childhood story. Do you have something you'd like to share with us today?
Well, first of all, yes, when I think about my childhood, it does bring a big smile to my face, almost tears, because I was raised by my grandparents while my mom went to college. And I grew up in Mississippi, out in the country, literally the country area. At that time, the city that I grew up in, or the town, it was still segregated somewhat. So there are some kind of interesting memories from that. But overall, it was just a very happy childhood. And my grandparents who raised me, they were farmers. So they were business owners. Okay. And they also owned a country store.
So when you say country, are we talking cows and all that livestock?
Yes, I'm talking serious country with dirt roads.
Okay.
And they had to burn our trash. And it was a farm with horses and cows and goats. And the interesting thing is, even though I grew up on a farm in the country and the farm was not in me because I'm not an animal person. So
oh, shoot.
I don't know how to ride a horse or any of that. So I was raised around it, but it was never me.
Okay.
But
what about tractors?
Tractors. And it's funny because I actually learned how to drive on a tractor when I was about 12 years old.
Uh-huh. Wow. 12 years old.
On a tractor. Yes.
So what did they farm? What was their business?
They grew a lot of vegetables. Everything that we ate was the food that my grandparents grew. Also cotton. Cotton was very huge. My grandfather had several areas or lots and lots of acres of cotton. He was a cotton fielder, and he hired people to pick the cotton for him, and then he took it in and to the cotton gin, I think it was called, and that's where he was paid.
Wow. So you literally did live on a real farm.
A real life farm.
And eating farm to table back then.
Yes.
So good food was always kind of in your blood.
Always. And I have so many memories of that. I can still smell the food now.
So health and fitness has been in your blood. What made you buy a Jazzercise business?
Well, now that's an interesting question too, because it's something that just kind of happened to me. I always was into fitness. If you remember aerobics, what we used to just call aerobics back in the 80s, I did that in the 70s and 80s with my mother. She introduced me to exercise and to aerobics. But I had never heard of Jazzercise. And then later, as an adult, as a young adult, I just kind of stumbled upon Jazzercise when I joined a gym. I moved to San Diego because my husband was in the military, and I found a local gym, and they happened to have Jazzercise classes there. And I just heard the music, saw women dancing and having fun, and I took a class and fell in love with it and that was almost 30 years ago.
Wow.
From the time that I took my first class.
Before kids?
Long before kids.
Okay. And then you decided, hey, I might want to buy this business. How did that even happen?
So I didn't really think about buying it yet. I thought, okay, I love doing this. I had a career at the time, so I was always in a hurry to get to Jazzercise from my job. And then I realized that you could own a Jazzercise. At that time, most of the classes were in gyms or in rec centers. And then I realized that there were some situations where women owned a studio, a standalone fitness studio, which is what I have now. Mm-hmm. And I was working for a cosmetics company, and my husband and I, he was being transferred up to Monterey, California, and we decided that it was time to start a family. I started a family a little bit late because I was climbing that corporate ladder. And I thought, I want to go ahead and start a family. I want to have a baby and become a Jazzercise instructor. And that's exactly what I did. And I became a Jazzercise instructor in Monterey, California. And I just kept getting, as I like to say, deeper and deeper into Jazzercise. And then we moved to the East Coast for a while, to Rhode Island, and I opened classes at a Armed Services YMCA there. And again, fell in love with it, but it was time to move. Then we were moving back to San Diego, which is the Jazzercise Mecca. This is where Jazzercise is based. So I was teaching for someone else at a rec center, and again, just kept wanting more and more and more. And I had an opportunity to take over classes at a rec center in San Alejo Hills, and I did that. But of course, I wanted more. There was a studio in San Marcos owned by someone else. And I just called her up one day and said, if you ever feel like you don't want to continue with this, I would love to take over and buy your studio. And about a week later, it happened.
A week?
A week later.
Wow.
It happened. So, and here we are. And that was about 16 years ago.
That is amazing.
Yes, when I purchased an actual standalone fitness center, a studio.
All right. So we talked about this a little bit earlier, but I'd like for you to share this with our listeners. Success and failure. You talked a little bit about success and what that actually means to you.
Yes.
It's not necessarily, it wasn't in the beginning. It wasn't all about the money.
No.
It was about something else. Why don't you share
it was, because if it was about the money, especially at that time, I definitely would not have been doing it. My husband, as I said, he was in the military. I was a full-time mom, but it was just the passion. I loved it so much, and I still do. I love the working out, the dancing to music, because it makes me feel like I sometimes tell my members, I feel like this is adult drill team. Because I was in drill team in high school, and it's like, this is adult drill team, but only we're really working out. And it's just the look on the faces of my members when they leave and they thank me for a good workout. And then when I see them come back, they come back for more. That's what drives me. That's what drives me is the other people, the feeling that I get from my members, the joy that it brings them. And some of them tell me how their health has improved so much. And it's also more than just physical. Right. There's a mental and an emotional aspect to it as well. So it's the people. It really is. Stress is
something that every one of us deals with on some level. And having that physical workout does help with that so much.
Yes.
It alleviates stress. It helps you sleep better. It does so many different things.
Right.
And without good health, everything feels harder.
It does. It does. And I, as an owner, a few years ago, I survived breast cancer. And I was very open about what I was going through. And I continued to work out. And my surgeon, she knew, because I tell everybody what I do, that I do Jazzercise. And she told me, it's because of your Jazzercise that you healed so quickly the way that you did, because of the exercise. So.
And how inspirational is that? Mm-hmm. How inspirational is that? They need to have you as a spokeswoman, like nationally, how to get through breast cancer and survive amazing in an amazing way, in an unseen way, because you're getting the exercise, you're doing the work, you're staying focused on yourself. And not the disease.
Yes, exactly, the emotional. And the thing is, there are so many women who do Jazzercise who have survived breast cancer and other things as well. And it's just such a story. It's a huge story. And we do participate in breast cancer awareness every year with Jazzercise because it's so prominent. And exercise and just being happy with your exercise, because it's more than just exercise, as I mentioned before. And you have to love it and enjoy it. And then you look forward to your workout. And it does help you fight things such as cancer. Breast cancer.
Well, it's the inflammation that it's caused, that causes, helps cancer grow. I think, getting that exercise definitely makes that lower.
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about being a woman. I mean, of course we're women, but being a woman in a business, owning a business.
Yes.
Did you ever feel like there were any barriers that you were a woman-owned business versus a man-owned business? Did anyone ever doubt you? Did you feel like when you go in for your lease, for instance, did you ever feel there was any barriers because you're a woman?
Honestly, and I'm being completely honest now, no, I have never felt it. I can't say that it wasn't there. And I'm a minority woman on top of that, a Black woman owning a business. But I have never noticed anything like that. And I don't know if it's because of the area in San Diego, but if it was there, I didn't feel it.
I think you probably wouldn't see it because you're such a happy-go-lucky, joyful person, which I think is probably your superpower. Do you have a word that, by the way, describes you? Because I would say joyful. That would be the word I would use.
Someone just told me that a few days ago.
See, it's a thing.
That
it's real.
She feels that I'm very joyful. And I took that as such a compliment because I do want that. I wanted to show because I have so much to live for and so much to be thankful for and happy for. And now a lot of times when I find that things are going on that are not great, I will sometimes stop and ask myself, is it cancer? No, it's not. So you know what? We'll get there. We can deal with it. Whatever it is, we can get there. And I'm a woman of faith as well. So that I do believe has a lot to do with it too.
I think so too. So let's talk about role models. You talked a little bit about your grandparents, but I would say they definitely are role models.
Definitely.
Their tenacity and all of that. But what else, who else in your family were really, or not in your family, but just in general, it could be from your family, that are role models that helped you really believe that you could start this and you could see it through and, oh my gosh, get through the pandemic.
Yes.
So much. I mean, honestly, that's when, I really watched you power through that. And I thought, oh my gosh, this woman is so tenacious and so joyful. And you had such a great will to keep on. Keep on keeping on.
That was the only thing. There was no other option other than to keep on keeping on. But to answer your question, some of my role models, I have so many. My mother, definitely, she's no longer with us, but she was a huge role model in my life, very positive. She was never negative and never negative to me. She just always encouraged me to do what I love and to go after what I love. So many other women who own Jazzercise locations also are my role models. There's so many of them, and we support each other that I look up to because, wow, she did it. So I can do it also. So many of them. And honestly, my husband has always been so encouraging to me. He has never, ever, ever discouraged me from doing this, even when things maybe weren't looking so good on the business side. Yeah. But he always supported me, always, with whatever I wanted to do.
That's huge.
So many.
That's huge. But
it really
also
is.
Your spouse. I mean, a lot of times
Yes.
I hear from a lot of women, my husband supports me, but it's not always with gusto. It sometimes is a begrudgingly.
Yeah, and I can honestly say that without him, I would not have been able to continue, if I had strife at home. But he just always encouraged me to go back the next day.
That's amazing. And, and also, like I said, during the pandemic, I mean,
yes,
I think the Jazzercise community came alongside you
definitely
so much.
Definitely they did. Yes. And it all started from the top with Jazzercise Corporate. They gave us so many tools to keep going. They gave us Jazzercise on demand when we all had to shut down.
Yeah.
They quickly turned on a dime and made Jazzercise on demand available for all of us. And I never considered especially before then, I never considered myself to be a techie kind of person, but boy, did I have to learn, and I had to learn fast how to maneuver technology and how to teach other people to maneuver technology as well,
right.
with on-demand classes and live streaming and all of this. So I learned so much. I felt like I had gone to school and gotten another degree from learning so much during the pandemic on how to make things happen. But honestly, Jazzercise Corporate, they helped so much. And all of my members were just so supportive. We were all so supportive. And of course, our city of San Marcos did a lot to help me as well. I felt very supported. I never felt alone.
Yeah, I love that. Well, and you've got to have your tribe.
Yeah,
your people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your people that are supporting you, your village, however you want to put it.
Yes, we all need it to lift us up. And when I start to feel like, oh, wow, there were others around me to kind of lift me up and keep me encouraged. Definitely.
That's good.
Never felt alone.
That's good. All right, let's take a quick smart stop to talk about our wonderful sponsor today.
SmartStop knows the winning connection is when we elevate success together. SmartStop Self Storage, a California company with nearly 200 properties and over 15 million square feet of rentable storage in the U.S. and Canada, is committed to positively impacting the communities we serve on the national and local level. By aligning our core principles of leading together, embracing change, and enhancing everyone's journey with local initiatives focused on education, health, and social welfare, we all elevate together. Through financial and strategic partnerships with nonprofits and prestigious organizations such as Cloudcast Media, Arrow McLaren IndyCar, Breast Cancer Research Foundation, Wounded Warrior Project, USC Athletics, the Brampton Steelheads, MMA fighters and boxers, and other unique athletes, we aim to foster a sense of unity and pride within the communities we serve, creating a shared identity and generating a positive atmosphere. To learn more about our core values, our locations, and career opportunities, please visit us at smartstopselfstorage.com. SmartStop, elevating success together.
So let's talk a little bit about lessons that you've learned and things that you would talk to other young women about that they could apply in their lives.
Yes. So one thing is, this may seem obvious, but there is no straight line to success. There's a lot of twists and turns, bumps in the road. And if it's something that you truly believe in, if you really, really believe in something and you want to do it, I say, don't be afraid. Fear is such a huge thing. Yeah. And just go for it. Again, I'm a woman of faith, so I do believe in the power of prayer. And for women who may also be of faith, definitely I encourage that. Always do everything with prayer and ask for God's guidance. And just, again, no fear. And just go for it. You have to be smart about it, though. You need to have a plan and just think it out, think it through. Maybe talk to other people who maybe have gone through it or know something to do with something that could be helpful to you. And I say, don't listen to any negative things. I have heard a lot of negative stories, even from other business owners, maybe even from other Jazzercise owners, but I try not to. I almost put on my blinders. I don't want to hear all of the negative stuff because every situation is different. So don't get caught up in the negative, but just keep pushing forward. If you truly believe in it and want it, just push forward. And just remember, if one door closes, chances are another door is open. Maybe that door was not meant for you, but there is something else for you, and just keep pushing.
So, you know what? Just listening to you and just kind of thinking through things, you have such a huge superpower. I don't know if you know what it is. It's your positivity.
No.
I'm not exaggerating. Your positivity is just unbelievable.
Oh, thank you.
It's so strong. And I mean, you've been through some tough stuff. You've been through some really tough times. And yet, you just jump right back up and you just forge forward.
Yes, you have to. You have to.
That would be the thing that I think you need to. The lesson I think that you need to share is not even just maybe saying it out loud, but your example of leading with such positivity. Donna, it's pretty amazing.
Oh,
I mean, seriously.
Thank you.
You just smile all the time. You just light up a room. You are really an amazing woman. And I'm so proud to know you. I really am so proud to know you. So, just kind of looking back, you talked a little bit about cosmetics.
Yes.
How did that transition kind of happen? Like, talk about what you did, because
Yes.
I do want to know a little bit more about that journey.
And believe it or not, what I do now reminds me so much of what I did then with cosmetics. It's also similar, at least in my mind. It's very similar. But I worked in cosmetics for, most of my life, for at least 17 to 20 years before I was even owning a Jazzercise studio. My degree is in theater arts, and my emphasis was makeup and stage design, all of that kind of thing. Okay. So I aspired to be a makeup artist, and I did work as a makeup artist for a while. I worked in theater, doing makeup and wigs. I'm not a hair person, but I love doing makeup. And I worked, and then I decided, rather than that, because I did want to go into makeup for television and film, then I decided, gosh, I think I like what I'm doing now. When I was working part-time while I was in college, I worked for cosmetic companies, and I really loved that. And I worked for Estee Lauder, and I worked for them for at least 15 years. And love that. I worked in department stores. I was also one of the girls who would stand there, if you remember, hi, would you like to try our fragrance? And we'd squirt you. People would walk around to try and avoid us, spray you with fragrance. Would you like to get a makeover today? And love that. And then I decided I wanted to grow with the company, which I did. And I ended up being a national makeup artist for Estee Lauder and a training executive. So I would travel around the country doing makeup events. I was the guest makeup artist in department stores and training the people who worked behind the counter in the department stores. And I ended up leaving it because we were being based in Monterey, and that's when I decided, I think I want to just start a family now and maybe just teach Jazzercise and just kind of let that be my life.
So it was the motherhood that switched.
It was. And then I became a stay-at-home mom, quote unquote, because that's what the plan was. And then I would just kind of teach Jazzercise here and there, but
the plan.
That was the plan.
This is actually a good point for you to make, that a lot of times our plans of what we think we want are not exactly what end up happening. Right. Because, a lot of people won't even try something or say, you know what, I said I wanted this, but I really want something else, and I'm going to still want it and not do it. Just do it, right?
Just do it.
Just do it. Just do it.
Do it.
I love it.
Just do it, because what's the worst thing that can happen? Maybe it won't succeed. Maybe something else will work out, but just do it. So I did it. And the wonderful thing about it was almost as though it's meant to be for my life, because when my boys were little, I have 2 boys, I was able to take them with me to teach Jazzercise. And before we had babysitting, I remember having my oldest son, he was just little, sitting on the stage in the back corner with his coloring book while I'm teaching Jazzercise. And he wouldn't move. He would just sit there with his coloring book.
So he's been around women his whole life, a lot of women.
Yes, both of them. And
are they married?
No, they're not married.
Not yet.
But they totally support my Jazzercise career. They really do. So they've been there from the beginning.
That's amazing. Well, so let's talk a little bit about, have they ever gone to a class before? It's not all women.
Well,
Some of
I
you
have
men
a
could
funny
actually-
story, and then I'll answer that question. When they were younger, I also taught junior jazzercise, because there's junior jazzercise too. Sometimes we do camps and things for kids. So my oldest son, he was there. I was at the San Marcos Community Center at the time, getting ready for a junior jazzercise class. A mom walked up with her son wanting to know, oh, can little boys do it? And I said, sure. My son here does jazzercise, junior jazzercise, and he loves it. Don't you, Chris? And he says, well, and he was about maybe 7 years old, 7 or 8. He goes, well, I wouldn't say I love it. But he was there. He was there. Sometimes it was because he had to be, but he was still there.
Does he still feel that way?
No, now he loves it. He thinks it's awesome now that his mom has a boutique studio, Jazzercise studio. Yeah. But it was just, to me, so funny at the time. But my family definitely supports me now, my boys. It's pretty cool.
I love that. And thinking about your kids and how they grew up with it, now how they see that it actually put food on the table, and how that, I mean, really it's a pretty cool story that your family came, alongside you and all of that.
Right.
So, just kind of thinking through about, you walk into a room of young women.
Yes.
They've never seen this amazing Jazzercise owner, Donna Brown. Mm-hmm. What is the most important thing you want them to walk away with to encourage them to go out and do something themselves?
If I can do it, you can do it, ladies. If I can do this, if I did it, you can do it. I was never considered a great dancer. I was even shy at one point, but doing so many jobs, working in cosmetics, really kind of brought me out of that and helped me to feel comfortable talking to people that I don't know. And I'm really putting myself out there, being in a workout outfit on stage, dancing in front of people and leading them. But it's so much fun. So I would say, young ladies, if it's something that you want to do, you can do it, and you can do it well.
So let's talk a little bit about women.
Yes.
Women are mostly your demographic.
Mostly, yes. Mostly. We do have some men, but it's primarily women.
So how do you measure success with them? Because I think, there's such a weird thing going on with social media and what we look like and how we are supposed to portray ourselves.
Yes.
Let's be honest. Airbrushing is real.
Yes, it is.
These television shows, these ads that are in magazines and all of it, it's not real. It's not real. And every woman is beautiful, regardless of your shape. We're all in different shapes and sizes.
Absolutely.
And how do you see women change when they start feeling good about themselves because they're active? Not necessarily because they think their body has changed, but because they're actually active.
Yes. Well, and one thing that I see, and again, not necessarily because of their body changing, as you said, but when some of my members become instructors, when they become Jazzercise instructors, a lot of my instructors, I have about 23 instructors right now.
Wow.
And that's a lot.
Yeah,
It's kind of a lot. And they're all from the class. They were most of them, not all of them, but if they weren't from my class, they were from someone else's Jazzercise class. But when I have a new member who comes and she's kind of in the back with a big t-shirt, oversized t-shirt on, she's kind of shy because she doesn't know anyone, and I see something in her, she's got some pretty good moves. So she's coming to class, because for me, the thing is, success is when they come back. If they come back, that means that they are enjoying it and it is working.
And you're bringing value to their life.
Yes, and we're bringing value to their lives. But after a while, we notice her moves. She's got some pretty good moves. Why don't you consider becoming an instructor? And when they say yes, and they sign up to go through training to become a Jazzercise instructor, for me, that's everything. That's life-changing. I mean, literally, it is life-changing. But that is huge. That is something that's very rewarding for me to see my ladies, especially that one who was, as we might refer to it, as the back row lady. And then now she's on stage, because we teach on a stage, and she's teaching classes.
Okay, so Jazzercise is so much more than Jazzercise.
Yes.
It's transformation
Yes.
into confidence.
Yes, yes.
I think, wow.
Yeah. And it's confidence in overall in our lives overall.
Right. Regardless of your age, regardless of your skill level, regardless of anything else.
Regardless of your size, it doesn't matter. That confidence is everything.
Well, I think that you just have told us exactly what your mission is. It's about bringing confidence to other women.
I think so. Definitely so.
You're the confidence builder.
The confidence builder.
I love it.
I like that. I like that. I'll use it.
So what's next for you? What are your plans? Do you have any plans for expansion? Any plans?
That's a good question because I don't know. What is next for me? For now,
so you're open.
I'm open.
You're an open vessel.
I am.
I love it.
I am. I'm ready. I am just ready for whatever the next step seems to be. For now, I don't have any plans to stop teaching. I want to continue owning, but I am so ready for whatever it is. Whatever it is.
I love it. Mm-hmm. The world is your oyster.
It is. It is. So.
Well, thank you so much for sharing everything. Your positivity shines, and I love your mission of the building confidence.
Yes, I like that. And we absolutely do that.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. It was so fun.
Definitely. So much fun. Thank you.
Now that was powerful. We hope you've been lifted and encouraged by today's inspiring voice. Always remember that life doesn't look exactly the same for each one of us. Never stop dreaming, striving, and thriving. In future episodes, we look forward to bringing you powerful stories from amazing women who learned how to lead in to challenges. Thank you for listening and being part of our community with SheEO host, Rebecca Jones.
The incredible curated SheEO conversation you just enjoyed was brought to you by SmartStop, a leader in self-storage real estate and a company that upholds its core principles of leading together, embracing change, and enhancing everyone's journey. To learn more about SmartStop, please visit smartstopselfstorage.com.
Cloudcast Media.